all of you here, and most importantly, to have our minister accompanying us at this simple but yet important ceremony. You guys would have heard Minister speaking over the past couple of months about this intervention which we were embarking on in terms of transforming beekeeping in Guyana and moving it to the level of an industry. With that being said, if you guys can also recall, when we had our first Honey Fest, Minister in his remarks would have challenged you guys to expand and to make sure that we continue to grow the industry. This morning, we have apiculturist minister from 3 of the 10 administrative regions, and we'll be replicating this for the other regions, region 3 to 10, and then we'll continue with the hinterland regions. This morning we have in excess of 60 farmer apiculturists who would be benefiting from the interventions which we would have had appropriations for, and I must thank you and His Excellency for the support in ensuring that we garner the additional resources to make this a reality. I don't want to be too long-winded this morning. However, I just want to allow Minister to give a few remarks, and I am going to use this opportunity as the head of GLEA to charge you to ensure that we continue to make good use of this. We have our field auditor and our auditor here. Where is she? They will be doing the validation to ensure that we have value for money. We also have extractors that will be made available, but the extractors will be made available after the validation process. So please, I want everyone to understand that. So Minister, I will now yield to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Waldron. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm happy to be here, and I don't want to make a long speech, but we are here to distribute some hives. But this is support that the government is making in the apiculture industry. And you would have known better than me, and other person in the government, that at one point in time you were struggling to reach this a point where we can establish hives around the country. When I became Minister of Agriculture 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years, we said one of our plans, our vision, was to ensure that we bring on in the industry, in the agriculture sector, new and emerging industries. Although apiculture was an old industry, but it was not vibrant at that time. Because I can remember vividly in 2023, we would have produced just about 2,000 gallons of honey in the entire country. And then when we look at the potential of the honey industry and the beekeeping industry, it's vast. A lot of countries in the Caribbean, in CARICOM, are producing large quantity of honeys. And we have the ideal situation in Guyana. We have the ideal environment in Guyana where we can produce honey in a large quantities. And that is why the vision that we had at that time, that vision today has become reality, where last year we were able to increase honey production from 2,000 gallons the previous year to 38,000 gallons last year. That tells us a story. Tells us that we are improving, we are investing, and more apiculturists are coming into this industry. Last year we would have spent $120 million to procure new equipment, to help apiculturists around the country, and expand the honey industry across this country. Because traditionally, there was only a few areas in Guyana that used to produce honey. So the point I am trying to make is that in another year from now, the investment that we are making, I am challenging you here today, that we must increase honey production from 38,000 gallons, which we produced last year. For the next year, we must increase that tremendously. I will not give you a figure, but Dr. Waldron was advising me that with the investment we are making and with the number of hives that were distributed around the country and the number of persons who are now involved in this industry, we have the capacity to produce almost 500,000 gallons of honey in the near future. And that will be tremendous achievement for us. And honey is an important commodity that are in demands across the world. Right now, we need honey to send to different parts in the Caribbean. We can work along. We are working now with the ministerial task force that I am chairing, where member states in CARICOM are requesting that they need honey so we can have market for those things. We are on these investments that we are making is to ensure that we help you. We help you and we establish this industry as an industry that will help people to earn their livelihood. So this morning here, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that you're all here, and this will not be the end of it. This is just the beginning of the industry. We are now establishing an industry, apiculture industry. And I rest assured with the vision that we have, and let me be very frank with you here this morning, we have had the insistence from the president himself. He have insisted that we put aside money and make budgetary allocation because he saw the potential of this apiculture industry. And what he saw 4 years ago, or 4.5 years ago, is becoming reality today. That's the vision that we are talking about. So ladies and gentlemen, rest assured, our government will continue to help you. Our government will continue to make the investment like the other industry, and all of us here should be very proud of ourselves. Let me be very frank with you. You is only one branch of the agriculture sector. We have different branches. And what we set ourselves when I became Minister of Agriculture in 2020, August, is now we are seeing the reality. I know what I'm saying this for, why we should be proud of ourselves. Not because of we have seen an upsurge in agricultural activities around the country, or we have seen an increase in production in various areas. For example, last year, for the first time since our foreparents came to this country, last year was the first time we were able to produce over 700,000 tons of rice, 725,000 tons. But you know why I'm saying this? Because Guyana as a country is the only country in the world. Not we say that, not President Ali said that, or not Zulfi said that from the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Waldron. That was said by Germany, a university in Germany, and by the BBC. Guyana is the only country in the world that has the ability to feed its people without importing any commodities. All of us should be proud of that. They did a poll with 186 countries around the world, and Guyana is the only country. And that shows our commitment to this sector, because not so long ago, all of us were saying that the money will come from the oil and gas industry. But today we are seeing the vibrancy once again of the agriculture sector, in every single sector. Whilst we are now investing in apiculture, we have seen investment in the other livestock sector. We now are establishing a new brand to replace the New Zealand lamb that are coming to Guyana and this part of the world, or the Australian lamb. We are now doing the black belly sheep brand with Barbados jointly, and that will be an established brand soon here from Guyana and the Caribbean. We are seeing now in other sectors, the corn and soya sector, we are seeing new industry emerging. Guyana in another year from now, or less than a year from now, we will be self-sufficient in producing all our needs in corn and soya for the livestock industry. Those will be tremendous achievement for us. So I want to This morning here, I want to congratulate you on behalf of His Excellency the President that you have been doing a wonderful job, and let us continue. Let us continue to move this industry forward. Let us continue to ensure that we go for the maximum production. Because when we produce, no matter of race, religion, culture, or political affiliation, but when anybody produces in this country, Guyana benefits. So let us work together, let us unite together, let us produce together and make Guyana a better place for all of us. Thank you very much.
My name is Oscar Joseph, and I'm from Baracaro. I'm a beekeeper for 7 years, and I'm happy to do bee, and I'm having a great time, and I wish to continue to go forward. And 2017, there was a flood up there, and all the animals, they died out, and it was really bad for the livestock owners, and I wish that they could get back the animal and start back the livestock. I wish that could happen.
I'm Wilton Hines, I'm from Baracaro, and I'm a beekeeper and a farmer. I'm here and I'm extremely happy. The Agriculture Ministry put a smile on her face. The Minister is here today and for this handing over ceremony, and indeed as a beekeeper I am very, very excited. I've been in beekeeping about 7 years, and this is the first of its kind, and it is really a motivator for us as beekeeper and for me particularly, because I came into beekeeping fresh, hadn't any experience or anything, received training through Georgetown Chambers with Caribbean Development Bank. They had a developmental program. We were invited from Baracaro, and here I am today, quite a few years, benefiting from this government initiative. In 2017, we had the first large flood that I would have experienced in Baracaro. Then I think in 2021, we had a lot of deaths from the cattle industry. I think the government would have given us some aid in terms of animal. And so we had, I think, we had a bull or two, and actually we had named them. We had named one Ali, and we had named the other Zulfikar Mustapha. So we used to, and that's to remind us that the government would have made their initiative, play their part so that we could have be getting back on our foot. This distribution today is a tremendous boost to the industry for us, because though we live in the forest, sometimes it's difficult to get the lumber because of the distance and such like then to get the bees. So we would have met here before, about a year ago or maybe less, that we met with Dr. Waldron and this gentleman. Yeah, the worker, and we weren't sure what would be the outcome. We weren't given a big promise, but we were told that things are in the pipeline and they're going to happen. And when I got a call yesterday that my name is on the list to be a recipient as a beekeeper for the part of the distribution, oh, I was excited. I barely slept last night. And so I am happy for the government's initiative. It is very, very important. It shows the interest the government has in developing apiculture, and as an apiculturist, I intend to keep going on and to extend it even in Baracaro. We actually already started a group, and this would help the group to boost more. Of course, they were not on board as yet, just those of us who were, just a few, And so I think this would be a motivator for the rest to really come on board and stay on board.
My name is Esther Helliger. I've been an apiculturist for about 8 years. Some of the challenges we've had would have been gathering equipment and, to expand. Expansion has been a major problem for us. So with this initiative, it's going to boost our production. We've also had training from the government and so on in different aspects and to deal with pests and other things. So with this initiative, we'll be able to expand because the market is there for the honey. We're currently exporting to Barbados, and we're hoping to expand to other Caribbean countries and so on in the future. So I'm really thankful for this. And the Ministry of Agriculture they've been doing a good job because they've provided training. With them, I've also had the opportunity to tour the entire country to work with other beekeepers. So I've learned new techniques, not from foreigners that came in to train us, but also from other local beekeepers that I would have applied to my work. I would like to say thank you, and I'm so happy because I was not expecting this, but when we got a call and said to come yesterday, we got a call. When we got a call, I was excited. I made some phone calls. I was like, y'all get a call, y'all get a call. But yeah, this is exciting, and I'm really happy to see what we get today.
I'm Lyndon Stewart, the Vice President of the Guyana Apiculture Society, and also a senior member of Kingdom Apiary. Now, as a beekeeper, I have got over 40 years in beekeeping experience in Guyana. I started out with the Italian bees, and now we are working with the Africanized honeybees in Guyana. We got some challenges, such as the Africanized bees, when they started, they were a little defensive. But as the years go by, we have learned how to manage the Africanized bees due to handling them so that the aggression or the defensive mechanism in them would not scare us from working along with them. Throughout the years, we strive from one industry, such as the Guyana Beekeeping Association, which started in 1932. It was the oldest association, and it became defunct in 2011. The Guyana Apiculture Society was born in 2011, and from then we started with help from the ministries, ECAs, and partners of the America. Guyana has the potential to produce the best quality of honey. We have won Best Honey in the Caribbean in Grenada 2 consecutive years, 2013, 2014. We got 4 first place awards for Best Honey in the Caribbean, and we got 2 second place, 1 third place. Today, I'm one of the recipients who is benefiting from the initiative from the Ministry of Agriculture through the GLDA to acquire more hives so I can extend my apiary. We welcome this initiative from the ministry, and it comes at the right time where we are planning to set the hives up after the rainy season for production of honey. Last year, we have got one of the most yield in production with help from the ministry, and I'm one of the beekeepers who benefited from the Ministry of Agriculture through GLDA to represent Guyana at the 12th Caribbean Beekeeping Congress in St. Lucia. This Congress had seen Guyana being highly represented, and the representation that we made in St. Lucia of Guyana left an impact throughout the Caribbean. I would just like to thank the Minister for giving us this assistance in terms of assisting us in boosting up our production of honey, as we pledge that this year's yield are going to be higher than last year.